So now I want to create an assessment based on some of the questions that I have in there. So I will navigate and go to Manage My Quizzes. Now, what you see on the right here are all the system quizzes, which is primarily my statistics stuff. And then you're going to create your own quiz. So I will click on Create a New Quiz. Give it a title. I'm just call it Helium Quiz. And then description, I'll say Helium Quiz based on Morgan Freeman's video on helium. So now we have a quiz, or at least a quiz shell. So what I want to do now is work on this quiz. So if I click the pencil to edit it, I can change the title and so forth, but more importantly, I need to add the parts. Each quiz consists of multiple parts. If you want multiple parts, you can put it all in one if you want. So I'm going to add a new part, and I'm just going to call this Part 1. And I'm not going to show the title or anything. But how many questions do I want in this part? So I'm going to put, say, 2 questions in this part. And one of the main reasons we created this in parts is by specifying the maximum number of points per question. You can change that by specifying points for the part. So in other words, I'm going to put a maximum of 3 points per question in every question in this particular part. Now, randomizing the questions will randomize the order. Also, if I put in, say, 8 questions actually in a pool for this particular part, but I only want 2 questions, the system will randomly pick 2 of those 8. So students will get different questions every time. So I'll save the part. So here's part 1. I'm allowed 2 questions, the 3 points apiece, and they're being randomized. So I will select the questions, and I will go ahead and go with multiple choice ones. So I will use this one. I'll add another question. I will use the Hindenburg. So now I have 2 questions in here. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to add a new part. And this is part 2. Although the title is actually not even needed. And I'm going to also have 2 questions in this part. And I'm going to make this worth, say, 5 points per question. I'll randomize it, save the part, and again go in and add the questions. I'm going to add the voice change question. And I'm going to add the fill in the blank question. So now I'm done. So it is all ready to go. There's current quiz set up so that students will get 1 attempt. If I want to change that, I can change it to 2 attempts or 3 attempts or whatever I want to. I have 2 parts to the quiz. Each part has 2 questions. The first part is worth 3 points each. The second part is worth 5 points each. So that's a total of 16 points possible. And here's the actual question numbers that are in the quiz. So as example, question 700, if I click on it, there's the actual question. The correct answers, this is what they can fill in the blank, and it will be scored as being correct. So now all I need to do is go back to my class. I'm going to add a quiz. And here's the helium quiz. It's now been added. I'm going to select the dates. And just for the heck of it, I'm going to put Christmas again. So now there is a quiz that's available to the students when they log in, along with a learning module. Currently, by default, the grades are hidden. What that means is when students take it, they can't see the results. When I'm done with the quiz, then I will open up the grades so that they can actually see the results, they can see the correct answers if they got them wrong, they can see my comments and open-ended questions, and so forth. I can preview the quiz at any time. This is what the quiz actually looks like, with the exception of this. This is the actual question number, which is useful if there's a problem with a question, a technical issue. Giving this number to us allows us to immediately find that question. Students won't actually see this number.